Reading for my Thursday 11:30, 1:30 class. This is Gore Vidal's The Robin. At 9, I was very much tougher than I am now. I enjoyed all sorts of unpleasant things. Other people's fights. I was early an audience. Automobile accidents, stories of suicides, and one particular peep show at an amusement park near Washington where, through holes in a tall imitation stockade, one could observe an immense plaster elephant goring a plaster Hindu. But best of all, I liked the magazines sold in drugstores. Magazines with pictures of young women entangled in giant spider webs on their covers, and inside, pictures of the most exciting scenes of torture. I used to sit for hours on the tile floor of a certain drugstore and carefully examine all the magazines. Sometimes I even read the stories. I liked very much the directness, the naturalness of the style. I had long since become bored with the colorless fourth-grade reader, and I hadn't yet discovered the Oz books, which at 10 helped bring to an end my tough period. In the fourth grade, I had one close friend, a thin, pale-haired, blue-eyed, pale-skinned boy whose name was Oliver. I suppose he has since grown up to become a lawyer or a realtor. Most boys from our group in Washington become either one or the other. To my knowledge, none has become anything interesting like a movie star or an artist, though a number have been divorced once or twice, and several show signs of alcoholism. Oliver loved violence and torture as much as I did, and he was almost as tough as I was, and that was very tough indeed. Our conversation was a mixture of gangster and nursery talk. We organized secret societies, encouraged gang warfare at school, and sometimes we even went to grocery stores and stole. All of us had elaborate dream worlds. I can guess now what Oliver's was probably like. As for my own, I can remember it vividly, the climate, the scenery, and even various plots of my imaginary life when I was 9 and depraved. I know that I had great physical strength and lived in a castle, wore a cloak, and very often a crown. I was not only stronger than the other 9-year-olds, I was stronger than grown men too. That deep-voiced, rough-faced alien race. And in my world, I invented all sorts of tortures for my enemies. The most constant and satisfactory victim was the fourth-grade teacher, a shapeless woman with bobbed hair, gray and untidy, and a dreadful nose that was thin with a pink translucent membrane. She almost always had a cold and fever blister, She almost always had a cold and fever blister on her upper lip. She was stern, malicious, and in moments of anger, an arm twister. She received her reward in my world. About the middle of October, shortly after my 9th birthday, on a clear, bright afternoon, Oliver and I saw The Robin. First, let me say that our school was what they call a country day school, several miles from the city. The school was broad, well-kept lawns where less imaginative boys resolved their violence in football and fighting. Oliver and I seldom joined them. We were contemptuous of such simplicity. Sometimes, of course, we were forced to play, and when that happened, I'd pick a part of the field where nothing much was going on to disturb me, and here I would stand and